Hello there, my name is William and welcome to my Workbench. Here in this first video, it's going to be not the greatest quality. It's literally just me in my basement with a webcam. But we've got an old Atari here from my uncle and it's dead. It doesn't do anything when you turn it on. No output, no noise, no nothing. So we're going to take a quick look at that and look inside. Hopefully something simple since it doesn't do anything at all. But it's a pretty neat system. It's the 2600A. I'm not super familiar with these as far as their value or anything. But it's a 2600. It's even got the owner's manual with it. Pretty neat. We've got a bunch of games. I was testing with Air Sea Battle and a few others. It just doesn't do anything at all when it's turned on. So let's get this thing opened up and we'll take a look inside. Okay, there were 4 screws. There's 2 down in here, 2 here. I think that's all this has. Let's see if it wants to come apart. Looks like it wants to come up. I've never had one of these apart. It feels like there's something else holding it, so let me look under the sticker. No, I had all the screws. It was just being a little stubborn. I don't know if this thing has ever been apart. We take this off. And we've got one little circuit board inside. Looking a little rough. Let me get that a little closer to the camera. Not too bad for as old as it is. So let me see if I can get that off there, and we'll take a look around the board. That was relatively straightforward. So we just got a single board here. Other than being dirty, I don't see a whole lot wrong with it. I would like to get a little microscope at some point so I can show you super close-ups. I'm not seeing anything obvious here on the board. There is a little sheet of paper. I don't know if that's a QA. It's got some numbers on it. Nothing that looks obviously like a date code. All the switches look to be in decent shape. I had one little thing fall off. I don't know if it's missing that one. So power is pretty straightforward. It comes in on this jack right here. It's just kind of an old school headphone style jack. And it goes out to the various boards. So I'm going to take a closer look at this and see if I can find what's wrong with it. And we'll continue from there. Now for power, this just has a 9 volt, 500 milliamp DC wall wart. And it's reading about 14 volts with no load on it, which sounds pretty reasonable. So let's check and see if we have power to the board. Just going to check the power here on this 9 volt DC wall wart. Hopefully you can see the multimeter there. Yeah, just a little over 14. It's with no load on it. Sounds about right for one of these old wall warts. So I'm going to turn I've got this on a power strip over here. Turn that off. Because I noticed the first time I hooked this up, it's just a headphone jack, so it does short out. A little spark there as we plug that in. Discharges whatever capacitor is in that wall wart. So the power comes in here on this jack. So discharge that most. Let's go ahead and turn the wall wart on. Yeah, we're getting 13.8 here. We're getting on this. There's a large filter capacitor over here where it comes to the power switch. We've got power there. Turn the unit on. We got 10.8. So it's got some load on it. But it's just doing absolutely nothing. So more investigation required. It doesn't pull it down. I'm seeing a regulator here. It looks like it's a 7805, so it might need the 5 volt rail trimmed. I see a trim pot right here. Get that a little closer. So this looks like your classic 7805 voltage regulator, probably with a trim adjustment. Although 7805, it's a 78 MO5C. So we do some poking around on that. I don't have a very good setup here where I can get you in on the action. So this video, I realize, is kind of chopped up a little bit. But I will try to improve as we move forward with more projects. All right, doing some probing around, and this voltage regulator is working just fine. So if we look at the input leg, we've got our 10.6, just comes off this filter cap. And then our output, 4.96-ish. That's pretty good. I haven't checked to see if this adjusts that, so let me try that. I freed up a hand by using a alligator clip here to ground. So we put that probe on there. You can see we had 4.96 basically. And there's a little CTS mark on this pot, and it's lined up with that leg. So I know where it's been. Yeah, that doesn't appear to have anything to do with the voltage regulation, which is fine. I didn't think the 7805 could be trimmed. So I'm wondering if the problem is under this metal. I don't know for sure what's in there. I assume the RF stuff for the TV out would be in there. I'm not familiar with the Atari 2600 at all. Just thought I'd take a quick look. We do have a chip over here. It looks like it's a 555 timer. And if I remember right... No, that must be ground. So we've got 5 volts over there. It looks like the 5 volt rail is okay. So I'm going to have to do some poking around. I might have to do some research on these old units and see what the common failure modes are. It's getting powered. The 5 volt rail is good. So we've got that much going for us. I'll do some poking around and we'll be back. I need a bigger workbench. The good news is this thing actually works. Yeah, it works. The bad news is I'm a big dum-dum. So it has this cable to hook up to your TV. I've got a little TV here just off camera. I saw that connector and thought, oh, composite video. Nope. This is way older than that. This is actually RF. So it needs to go out to that kind of connector, and my recording died. I've got to get a better recording set up. This computer can't really keep up. I don't know if any of that last video segment is going to be usable. But basically, the Atari actually works. I just made a mistake. I was thinking too modern. So it has this connector on the Atari to plug into your TV. I saw that in Thought Component Video. No, it's RF. And I had this RF jumper cable that I butchered up, and I was holding this with my hands, and yeah, I could see Miss Pac-Man. It was working just fine. Had audio and everything. And then I was stripping this to solder a thing together to make an adapter, because I've got one of these in my junk box, and I pulled the wire out. So now this is no good, but yeah, that'll do it for this video. A little bit of a wild goose chase. It does work fine. I'm not set up to capture on the TV, which you can't see right here behind us. But yeah, it does work fine. So I'm going to put it back together. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. It is a little dirty inside. Clean it up, and I'll have to build some kind of adapter. I'll see what kind of TV my uncle's got. If he's wanting to use this, or he may be wanting to sell it, I'm not sure. But it works fine. That's the good news. Yeah, still works like a champ. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next Workbench adventure. Take care.